It's been a while you haven't seen Yoda, so here's Yoda, and this is episode 16 of Geekout Weekly, and we're going to be talking a lot about gaming and some Marvel and Disney news. It's been a while, hasn't it? Let's go. PlayStation. The PS5 event happened and they finally revealed the prices. The physical edition is going to be for $499, while the non-physical, the digital edition, is going to be $399. Besides that, we got a look at what the sample size looks like, and it's going to be big, so make some space in your house for that beast to come in. We actually got a more detailed look at some of the games that we had already seen, like Spider-Man Miles Morales. They dropped the gameplay footage and it looks very damn good. I mean, it's got everything that made the previous Spider-Man good, and it's going to look even better, so cannot wait for that. But besides that, they dropped a trailer for Hogwarts Legacy, which I did not know was coming. It's where you get to play as a student at Hogwarts and make your own legacy, play in your own house. That's going to be very exciting. And besides that, there is Final Fantasy 16. Oh, and did I just mention, they just very slyly dropped a 20-second teaser of God of War, just with the text saying Ragnarok is coming. I don't want to spoil what happened in the previous one, but those who played the game know exactly what that's hinting at. So, And while all of that has us excited, what we also have found out that 99% of the PS4 games are gonna be playable on the PS5 from the get-go, which is very cool, especially for console adapters who are coming onto this generation for the first time and maybe even skip the previous generation. They have some mad game titles to go through, and I am almost jealous of them. But then on the other hand, there's a whole bunch of current gen gamers who were saving up to just shell out that money and get into the next gen because they wanted those experiences that they couldn't get otherwise. Just found out that most of these games at launch are going to be available on the PS4 too. That's right, which means Miles Morales is going to be on the PS4, which means Horizon's new sequel is going to be on the PS4, which means Hogwarts Legacy is also going to be on the PS4, which means I think even Final Fantasy 16 might be on the PS4. I'm not so sure about the next God of War. Maybe that might be one of those things which doesn't make it to PS4. Time will tell. Other than that, we finally have some great news from the house of Disney and Marvel. First off, we knew that The Mandalorian second season was dropping on the 30th of October, but this time they graced us with a trailer, and it looks like it's got everything that made the first season so good, with some more and some more and some extra more. So yay, looking forward to that. And besides that, we have Marvel, which has finally come out of the shadows with some updates. First up, there's a She-Hulk coming up, and it's got Tatiana Maslany, I think is what her name is, but we all know her from the famous BBC show called Orphan Black, where she plays I think 4 or 5 characters. I followed it to a certain point. She's a good actor, and what she does with She-Hulk is going to be fun to watch. But besides that, on Disney Plus, we were expecting 3 Marvel shows. One was WandaVision, one was The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and one was The Loki. While The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we got some leaks and saw some pictures, we don't have much on The Loki except a little 5-second clip which was released in the midst of a lot of things. But we were actually a little afraid that WandaVision might be delayed because of the whole pandemic, but they just very quietly dropped a little update in the stuff coming to Disney Plus in the remaining half of the 2020, and WandaVision's in it. So good news for all you MCU fans, we are finally going to see WandaVision. Just because there were so many updates doesn't mean I didn't see any content this time. This is time for reviews, and what we've got right now is, for starters, let's start with Lovecraft Country. I have been catching up their episodes every week. It's a new HBO show which premieres on Disney Plus Hotstar, and it's actually going places. I was very surprised with the show at the first episode, and I'm still getting surprised because every episode seems to be a different twist. Next up, there's the movie called The Devil All the Time, which released on Netflix, and I was super hyped for it considering it had Robert Pattinson, Tom Holland, Sebastian Stan, which basically means Batman, Spider-Man and Winter Soldier in the same movie. I was very excited, but it just didn't live up. It was a very slow burn movie. I mean, it kind of got into things and then just touched upon them and went by. I think it is dark, sure, it's violent and I mean, it's necessary violence, but I had a little trouble staying with the first half of the movie. The second half kind of flew through, and all of the actors have done a beautiful job. I'm not gonna deny that, especially with the southern accent and all of that. But the movie could have been a little better. We have another movie from Balaji which dropped on Netflix called Dolly Kitty or Wo Chamakte Sitare. I went in with an open mind. It is by the makers of Lipstick Under My Burqa, and I mean, I was kind of expecting a lot, but it kind of went down the same path that modern day movies which are trying to show women empowerment are going. Somewhere the guy has to turn out that he's bad, so then the woman steps out of his shadow. I mean, I don't know, I mean, this might just get me bashed for it, but I wasn't a very big fan of the movie. The ending was okay, different, but overall the movie was okay. Something that really surprised me was this little animated show called Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. It's a show meant for 7+ years old, and I've been a fan of Jurassic Park ever since the first one came out. I went with my parents to see it, so I kind of watched all of it, even though the last movie was a little okay. But I am surprised at how good this show was. I mean, I don't know why they call it a kids show, because I was literally at the edge of my seat multiple times. It's just 8 episodes of some 25 minutes or something, so it gets over in like under 3 hours. Please watch it. The child in you will bless you at the time of this pandemic to be so, like, I don't know, just like excited again. I mean, it was predictable, of course, but at the same point of time, it knew the tropes and the cliches of the genre, and it was embracing it and saying it loud. Like, every time we think that we're safe, something goes wrong, and it does go wrong. I mean, it's literally accepting what it is. So really fresh piece of content there, and it's animated, so it is fun. And we started this episode with gaming, so we're gonna end it with gaming. The Call of Duty Black Ops Alpha is live, or was live this weekend. I got my hands on it, played with it. It looks good, it feels good, it's pretty good for an alpha version, so I'm sure it's going to blow minds away when it actually launches. So let's see what they do and what changes and how it evolves. And last but not the least, a brand new game that just dropped on Friday, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, is with me. I played it. In fact, I couldn't stop playing it. Games the Shop sent me the code, I downloaded it, and I had a blast. It's got these little tiny bobblehead Funko Pop kind of figurines fighting with each other, and the combat is so quick and fast. It's a lot of fun. So if you like WWE and you miss the old times when we used to game endlessly on it, get the game. And this might have been the end of the episode, but this is the beginning of Cuddle Time with Yoda. This is me and Yoda signing out from episode 16 of Geekout Weekly.